I want to talk with you about the 4 top reasons why qualified plans make a really poor piggy bank. Now, before we dig into this, it's really important we're on the same page with 2 main concepts. What is a qualified plan and what is a piggy bank? Now, a qualified plan is a tax-qualified account, typically used for retirement planning. This is an account like a 401k, a 403b, a 457 account, an IRA, where you have tax-deferred treatment of your money. You put it in and you don't pay tax at that time. It usually comes straight through your paycheck, through a payroll deduction. You're not paying tax on that money today. You do pay tax in the future, however. Now, the piggy bank. This is something we're all familiar with. And when you were a kid, it was probably your first rudimentary savings account. What do we use a piggy bank for? Well, we want to have money that we can access. Now, as a kid, you might have been saving up for, I don't know, a Lego set, maybe a pogo stick or a dog. But as you become an adult, your need for that accessible cash that you can get to doesn't go away. We still have need for getting to cash. It just might be for bigger things. Maybe replacing the tires on a car when one happens to blow out. Maybe it's remodeling a kitchen. Maybe it's investing in a rental property and having the cash available for that. Maybe it's putting money back into your business. We have need for money that's accessible to us that we can use now. So why do qualified plans work really poorly as piggy banks? The first is that it's compartmentalized money. Whenever we take this concept of here's money for only one thing and it can only be used for one specific thing, it's almost like we're putting boundaries and confines around that money, and we tie it up and we make it inaccessible for other things. We might feel like we're doing ourselves a service because we're putting this strict plan in place so that we can make sure we meet our goals in the future. The problem is life happens, and then all of a sudden we're up against a wall and we're in a position where we can't get to that money. Instead, we want to think about our whole personal economy as this one pool of money, if you will, where we want to make sure we handle all of our needs today and in the future most effectively, having the most cash flow today and cash flow in the future. The second and probably the most important reason why qualified plans make really poor piggy banks is that the money is not accessible and liquid. There's 3 main reasons for this. Number 1, not all the money is even yours. Think of this. You did not pay tax when you put the money into the account. Now it's perhaps growing and you're looking at an account balance. That balance is not your money. It's not all yours because a portion of that will belong to the IRS at whatever your tax rate is when you take that money out. So it's almost deceiving to look at the account balance because that doesn't all belong to you. When you take the money out, if it's for a loan, you are going to pay taxes at that time. So if you wanted to, say you had a $300,000 balance, you wanted to access some of that money, you're going to pay taxes on whatever portion you take out, meaning that the portion you are able to use is less than what you want. The second reason why the money is not liquid and accessible is because of penalties and fees. There's a 10% penalty on any money that you take out before age 59 and a half. Now think of that. When you need the money the most and you're tapping into this qualified plan, or maybe it's a 401k or a 403b as we mentioned, you're being hit with the taxes. That money's not all yours. You're also being hit with a 10% penalty on top of that. So when you need the cash, you're getting hit with these other expenses that are cutting into the portion that you have to be able to use. Think of this. In 2011 alone, $5.7 billion were collected in early withdrawal penalties from qualified plans. That means $5.7 billion was collected by the government because people tapped into their money earlier than they were supposed to. That's profound. That means all that money is this extra charge on top, almost a surcharge, if you will, for being able to use your money. The third reason why it's not liquid and available is that you can't access all of it. Now, you're usually able to access up to 50% of your account balance or $50,000, whichever is less. You heard me correctly. What if you had $600,000 or even $1 million? You said, I want to be able to use that cash. I want to go use that in real estate investing, or I want to invest in my business or buy another business, you're not able to get to all that money. It's not all yours, and it's not yours to be able to use at this time. It is not a liquid available tool for you to be able to use when you need the money. The third reason why qualified plans make a really poor piggy bank is because you don't have consistent growth on that money. The last time you heard about a qualified plan or were thinking about putting money into one, you probably heard a particular rate of return associated with that tool. Now, here's the interesting part. The rate of return used to promote or advertise a specific account or fund is created this way. It's created based on the average performance over the last certain number of years. But I want to let you know average and real rate of return are two completely different things. If they say that you're going to have an average of 5% rate of return or average of 6 or 7, that does not mean you're going to get a consistent year in and year out guaranteed rate of return at that level every single year. Think of this. If you had an account worth $100,000, you lost 50% of the value. You're going down to $50,000. In 1 year, you lost 50%. Your return that year was negative 50. The following year, you got a 100% rate of return. That means you doubled your account value and you're back up to 100,000 again. If we take the average of those two rates of return, negative 50 plus 100, that number is 50. We divide by the 2 years, 25. That account averaged a 25% rate of return over the last 2 years. But your account value is still at the same level as when you started. That's kind of misleading, isn't it? I mean, an average rate of return does not give any indication of what your future performance is going to be. An actual return that performs exactly like the average would require you to never lose money and earn that exact amount of money every year going forward. And we absolutely cannot predict that in any type of account related to the stock market, which most qualified plans are. The fourth reason why qualified plans make a really poor piggy bank is that your loans that you do take are required to be paid back within a 5-year time frame. And if you leave that employer, they're usually due within 60 days. Now, talk about confining and limiting. What if you have an outstanding loan, you want to quit your job or move on or retire, and you have an account balance that is going to have to be due in order for you to maintain that 401k? It's very unfortunate that there's so many restrictions around that money, and there's really no solution except to find a different place to store your piggy bank. When you're looking for the ideal tool, you want something that's liquid, accessible, and growing. Now, we look at specially designed life insurance as a place to store cash that you can use for emergencies and for opportunities. It's safe, liquid, and growing. Here's a few of the key features that make it ideal. 1 is that you have guaranteed growth. 2 is that you can always access the capital with a guaranteed loan option. Then you can set your own payback schedule, meaning that you don't have to pay back within a certain time frame. And finally, it earns uninterrupted compound interest even when you have a loan against your cash value. Now, use that to think through, how can I make sure that I always have a piggy bank next to my side? Hey, I hope you liked this video. If you did, click the link in the description box below for more information. And don't forget to like this video. Share your comments, questions, and feedback in the comments section below. And don't forget to hit subscribe to our YouTube channel.